Hello, I'm Sorospa, bringing you another episode of Gaming Archaeology with Devil Dice. So, this is going to be probably a fairly shortish episode because Devil Dice is a pretty simple game. But let's just go ahead and get right into it. No, I don't want to do battle. Let's do try. So, let's take a look at what Devil Dice is all about. I mean, I could explain it, but you're gonna probably get a pretty good idea just by watching a bit. And then I can explain it as I go, assuming I can actually, like, play this well at all, which is debatable. So basically, the idea here is that you want to match up matching faces of the dice by making them touch. And you need to get them to touch in groups at least as large as the number on their face. So, Jesus, I'm doing a bad job at this. It's no good. Where's the 3 on this one? There we go. That's something. Good lord. So it's pretty straightforward. Once you have a group of dice that is set up correctly and they're like kind of falling into the ground, you've got to, you can actually rack up a combo by, You can rack up a combo by, there we go, by pushing more matching faces next to them, and maybe, yeah, okay, so I can kind of show that aspect of it off, but I'm really not doing very well. So there's one other unique detail, which is about ones, because ones behave a little bit differently. Basically, if you touch a 1 against a sinking group, then what will happen is that all the other ones will start sinking as well. So that's the only way to get rid of ones. You can kind of see that happening here. And so I think that covers all the idiosyncrasies of the system. Obviously in this mode the idea is to try and make matches and not let the screen fill up with dice. I'm not super good at it, but you don't need me to tell you that because you can just look at it and see. We're kind of getting something going here. And yeah, you can just like stomp over the transparent ones if you want, if you need to. I haven't made very good use of that. I've actually probably just made things worse. You do want to avoid being on the ground if you can, because your options are kind of limited there. But luckily you can just write another newly generated die up to the top. Let's see if we can get a 6 off. Boop. Can we like maybe that one I could have used actually. Come on. Dang it. This is not my most admirable performance. Probably not as bad as Mischief Makers though, I guess. There we go. That's some points right there. And now I've kind of we're like 5 minutes in. Now honestly, like, what interests me about Double Dice isn't really this kind of trial mode. What I'm more interested in is, will that match? No. I'm gonna have to actually figure that manually. What I'm actually interested in is the puzzle mode. And basically the reason I'm not starting with puzzle mode is because it's not quite as photogenic to look at. Is that the right word? It's more slow and thinky. Honestly, I feel like this game isn't as interesting as I remembered it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a really simple game, and there's maybe not that much to it when you get right down to it. It's not the kind of game I can really see spending a lot of time on. I guess that doesn't count because they're not enough to match up. Is that how that works? But yeah, and I have a really bad score, so I probably showed off a decent amount of trial mode. Let's take a look at what the puzzles are like. I'm not gonna probably do very good with these either, but the basic idea behind puzzles is that you have a limited number of steps in order to clear all the dice from the screen. So this gives you reason to kind of put a little more thought into what you're gonna do, which is more my style. This one might actually end up being a really short video. And this is where I should actually think about my moves, that we're just kind of doing whatever. So you could probably learn a lot about how to manipulate dice effectively by using this mode. And also about learning which faces are opposite the ones that are on screen. Because I think that this one actually obeys the rules about real life dice, which I think 2 opposite faces add up to 7. So that means that if you're quick and if you can pay attention and actually figure it out, then you could actually probably, how do I go about this one? There we go. I got it. You could have an idea of what all is on a die just by just by looking at the 3 faces visible. Of course, the real hardcore die rollers. Oops. That's what happens when you mess up. I guess the real hardcore players would actually be able to know what the configuration is just by looking at whichever face is on top, because you can't even always see 3 of the faces. See, this is where you have to think more about the capabilities you have available to you. And this is probably where I'm going to start actually not doing very well. So this one I got stuck on originally because I didn't know how ones work. But you do have to use the capabilities of the 1. Sweet. I do think that the little devil character is pretty cute. I like that design. So I guess in the upper right corner, it actually tells you like what matches you're expected to make. So I guess that's kind of handy. Because then you don't have to waste time trying to make like smaller matches or whatever. I wonder what the info thing is. I guess that is actually showing you like the full view of the die you're standing on. So that's kind of handy. I wonder if that's in trial mode and I just wasn't paying any attention. That seems really actually highly possible. So that's probably not the right move. It says we're going for 3s. Let's think. Is there an undo? I didn't actually mean to do that. Let me think. We can do that. How do we even get this one facing? That's like 1, 2, 3. Ha, there we go. See, I kinda sorta know what I'm doing, maybe. Maybe? I wonder if the different colors of dice mean anything. They don't really seem to, but I have a vague memory when I played this way back of there being ice dice. Ice dice. It sounds kind of dicey. Let's think. See, this one's kind of weird because all of these kind of... So these two are already facing up. So I wonder if we could actually do something.
3, 2, 1.
No, that's no good. Is this where I will finally get stuck? It might be. So this shows its face here. Would it be better to get the other two to show their faces down here? That doesn't sound like it'd be very fast to do. If we could, like, get that one in the upper right to be like
3, 2, 1.
that. Ow. Yeah, I know. Because you can kind of do something like... But then how are you gonna do... So that's... This is hard.
3, 2.
That's no good. You know, let's check out a different mode. Are there any other modes to look at? It's wars.
Ready?
I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But I think I'm probably losing. Oh shit. This is ridiculous chaos. I don't know exactly how this works. We're like losing life. I guess you like defeat your opponents by making matches. I don't really understand the mechanics behind it. I'm losing points, though. Like real fast. But I'm also like in second place. Someone's getting points back. How do you get points back? Just by making matches? Get off! Can I run him over? Yeah. Well, it's me and you doing whatever it is we're supposed to do. I really just don't have a clue. So I guess if the matches like expire, without them being like stolen, then that like counts against him. Like it damages. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Well, I won, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Like half of the match. I'm not ready. That's enough for me. So this one gonna be a short episode. I think 15 minutes is enough. You kind of get the idea. I think that the puzzle mode is worth pursuing. If I remember, this game has a lot of puzzles in it. So if you have the patience to play around with that, I'd say go for it. This one is a bit of a weird one in terms of emulation. If you do want to emulate it, I'd recommend probably using BizHawk. I don't know if BizHawk requires it to be packaged with CD Mage, but if you have trouble with the multi-bin thing, just look up CD Mage. But that's a side concern. I actually don't know if this one is on the PlayStation Network or not, but you know, it's decent. It's nothing special, I'd say, but you know, as puzzle games go, it's pretty solid. It's got simple, pretty easy to understand rules. It's a fun little thing, so you know, whatever. So I guess I will see you next time. I think the next one on the list is Bomberman 64, The Second Attack, which I'm doing first because I like it more, and I've played that one as a kid and not Bomberman 64. But we will get to both of them, so I will see you there. Bye bye.